All right, we're going to go through assembling your frame when it arrives. It will come with 4 pieces of various length depending on the size ordered. Hardware for installation, which is going to be 8 screws. Screw color may vary based on whether you have a stained or unstained product. Then a screwdriver, which is a standard Phillips head screwdriver, to put it all together. Each section will be labeled with a letter A here, in this case, and the back side has a letter D. In this case, you look for the other parts, there's a B and an A, and the goal is that you basically face those 2 letters together. You'll note that on this end, a screw will go through, or 2 screws in this case go through, to mount those together. And so A and A go together. We have B down on this edge. B goes here, slides into place. Letter C will match to letter C right here. And letter D then will go down to here. So in this case, this is the final appearance of the product once all screws are through. Now, the best bet is to place 2 screws through each side at a time to kind of start them all and then begin assembling one section at a time. We'll kind of skip forward to do that for you, but each screw does thread in. You can start it by hand with your screwdriver. Again, does not take much. They've all been pre-drilled and threaded through. Once you notice it starts coming through the back just a little bit, you kind of see that there. You don't want it too far through, but just enough to when you ultimately go and set them together, you can match those 2 parts up together, and then they will thread together to seal as one. Side note, this is very sharp across here, so when holding, be careful you do not cut yourself or use a pair of thick gloves or something else to kind of prevent poking. These aren't super sharp like a knife would be, but if you grab it hard enough, it will hurt your hands. Part 2 will have those screws started and assembly of the frame itself. All right, part 2, still side A. And side A, we have our 2 screws started through there. We're going to line them up. Make sure this is on the center of the screen for you guys. And they nest very well. Now, to actually attach these 2 screws, I'm going to rotate this around a little bit to keep it in frame for you guys. See it right there. You see the screws stick out on the side. You just want to tighten these with kind of a 2-finger tight scenario. Again, they thread very easily. They've all been pre-drilled. And you'll note that on each one, there is a kind of countersunk hole for the head to nest into. This kind of keeps it from sticking out the side. And as we tighten a little bit more, that screw recesses into that place. Now, you don't want to tighten it too much, so just kind of 2-finger tight is all you need. Notice it seals together very nicely. We'll go ahead and start the next screw with the same process. Again, if you've lined it up nicely, it should slide in very quickly. Kind of quickly tighten that side down as it gets close to the end there. Just, again, 2-finger tight. You don't want to over tighten it. You can split the wood if you tighten it too much, but now we have a nice tight junction here. Both screws are recessed within their countersunk section, and we're ready to move to letter B and the same process. All right. We went ahead and assembled B, C, and D. We have our last 2 screws to tighten in here. Turn to the side so you guys can see that all 4 sides have a similar junction. So the same thing, we're just going to tighten those in. Again, all of these are fairly easy to tighten in. 2-finger tight there. Again, you don't want to over crank this, tighten too hard, as that can cause the edge of the wood right here to split out and break. Again, all these are pre-drilled to make this easier. So there we go. Countersunk, again, from this angle, you can even see there are screws sticking out on this side. Go back through all 4 sides, check them, and give it a little more of kind of a slight turn if there are any that are still loose. Those are all pretty tight. Same thing on this side, little turn. Oops, a little turn there, so give it a little more. Okay, good. Just like you would for any other device, and make sure all sides are even. Then you have all 4 sides solid, level, and connected.